Hermon Asmaro, welcome to this channel.
Thank you for having me.
So it's our first time to have an English program in this channel.
Oh, I'm humbled.
Yeah, and you are the one starting it. So I feel also very privileged that you've come to the channel and you would, express your experience and tell your success stories to my audience.
Sure.
Most of my audience are going to be Eritreans who live in diaspora. Of course, we did a Tigrinya interview, but I believe most of Eritreans at your age, and younger than you,
True.
would find it a bit difficult to follow up the interview we did in Tigrinya. So that's why we are doing it in English now. So, Hermon, would you please introduce yourself to my audience first before we go to the details, because the details are going to be so many and so much.
Okay. Yeah. So sure. First of all, thank you for having me here. So my name is Hermon Asmaro. I'm a firstborn daughter. I go to Mengo Senior School in Kampala, Uganda. Yeah. My dad is Pastor Elias and my mom is Sarah Tolde. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do debate, public speaking, poetry, and robotics. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. So now, I know you've represented Uganda in so many competitions and they've won so many medals, as is seen here.
Yeah.
So tell me how many medals you've won so far?
Yeah. So far, I've won 24 medals. Yeah. Besides these accolades. Yeah. So there are 24, then plus these and two of the boards.
Two of these big boards here.
Yeah.
These boards are linked with these medals here.
True.
Okay. Yeah. So what are the nature of the medals you've won?
So they're in about 4 categories. Yeah. Some of them are for robotics. Yeah. Some of them are for debate. Some of them are for public speaking and poetry.
Okay. Many of which are, I think, in debating.
Yeah. Many of them are in debating because that's what I did most.
How many medals do you want in debating?
Oh, I don't have the specific number. Yeah.
Believe, huh?
Or maybe they could be like 10, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Then the rest of robotics and poetry and public speaking share the remaining 14.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Tell me the countries that you've gone representing Uganda and the medals you won in those countries. So
I've gone to Rwanda before, representing Uganda for debate. I was the team captain, and we ended up winning. It was a East African Debate Championship. Okay. So we got the winners. We got a medal and as well as a trophy. But the trophy remains in the school because we went to represent the school and the country at large. Mm-hmm. So I've also been to
So you've
Singapore.
gone for an East African competition?
Yes.
How many countries participate in the competition?
I think there are like 6 because there was Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Nairobi, and South Sudan.
Okay.
So yeah.
You led the Ugandan team?
Exactly.
And it won the first medal?
Yes.
Okay.
Won the first medal.
Congratulations for
thank you.
It was your first medal internationally?
For debate?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Tell me how the competition was in Rwanda. When was it? And tell me the details about it.
Oh, so the competition was in 2024.
Yeah.
It was really hectic because I was in my final year of of high school before college, because here in the British curriculum it's divided into 2. So we have from like senior 1 to senior 4, then from senior 5 to senior 6. So that's advanced level. It's more of college. Okay. So senior 4 was my final year. So definitely I had to balance between my books and winning this competition. And since it is a national competition, I was from a different school and the other 2 of my teammates were from another school. So definitely we had not trained for the competition as other other countries had prepared for it. So we got into the journey, we reached the place, and we reached Rwanda very late because we got a bit of delays there and there, so we reached late, and it was on the day of the competition. So reaching into the rooms to start the debates, the teams had cases of like what they're going to speak during the debate. Well researched. They had like a lot of content, and we didn't have any content because we had not done research and we had not trained before as a team. So what we decided to do was we realized what our strength and weakness was as a team. And after realizing that, so we're like, you know what? Let's focus on our strength and make sure that we beat the other teams basing of our strength and our weakness, we'll figure it out from there. So we went from the first round to the last round, you know, just trying our best and, you know, having faith in God that all will go well, until we now reached quarterfinals, then to semifinals and finals. So finals was between Rwanda and Uganda.
Okay.
So it was really intense, and the majority of the support was to the Rwandan team because it's their country. Exactly.
Yeah.
So everyone was really expecting the Rwandan team to win, but it was on a split ballot. So their judges, there were 10 judges. So 7 of the judges voted for Uganda to win, and 3 voted for Rwanda to win. So because we had majority, we ended up winning. So yeah, it really made the trip worth it, because I was worried I would miss out on school and the books and everything. But me winning it really made me feel good that even missing the 1 week back here in Uganda was worth it. So yeah, it was an amazing journey.
Okay. So I think these are the medals you won in Rwanda.
No, the one of Rwanda is this one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
One and only one.
Yeah, one and a trophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are these?
So those are medals that I got from an international school here in Uganda. It's called World Scholars. So it has different categories that you participate in. So there is debating, there is public speaking, essay writing, there is the ball, there is a part of you trying to like do mimicking, poetry. There are different categories. So I participated in the different categories and I won all the awards. So the ones that are in gold are where I won first category. Then there is one here where I won it, and it's in silver because I was second. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was all in one day.
Great. Taking you to the Rwanda competition.
Yeah.
How were you selected to represent Uganda?
Oh, so there is an organization called Debate Institute Africa.
Okay.
They're in charge of the Ugandan national team. So every year, basing off your records for the year, they select the top best debaters of the year to go and now compete. So it's the best competing with the best.
Okay.
So then they select the best overall, and then you make national team, which is called the Uganda Cranes. So I was selected among the top best, and then I made Uganda Cranes, and I was then chosen as well to be the team captain. Okay. So that's how I ended up going for the competition in Rwanda.
Great. Where did you go after the Rwanda victory?
Oh yeah. Oh, like for debate?
For debate, yeah.
Oh yeah. That was the end of my journey after
Yeah?
Rwanda, yeah. But then when I came back, definitely I kept on going for regionals within the country, nationals and all that. But I didn't travel again outside the country for debates, really.
Okay. So the competition in the UK was before Rwanda?
No, it was after but Rwanda. That was for public speaking.
For public speaking.
Yeah.
So debating and public speaking are totally
different
things.
Yes.
I thought they were the same.
No,
Tell me the difference.
So for debate, there are 2 teams. They give you a motion. For example, the motion could be this house supports the use of phones at schools.
Exactly.
And there is one side that is supporting there is one side that's not supporting. So you have to argue. There are judges and you have to win. Then public speaking is they give you a topic. Like it's a wide topic, so they can say usage of phones. So it's upon you and your personal opinion on what you think, if phones should be allowed or if they should not be allowed. And then you present according to your opinion on what you think about the issue.
There is no opposing party.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about the public speaking you did.
The public speaking. So as well, over the past years, Uganda has been sending students to go to the United Kingdom to represent the country in public speaking. It is called it's for the Commonwealth countries. So every country that has been colonized by Britain before sends representatives there, and Uganda happens to be one of them. So they had looked through my history of how I had participated in public speaking as well, because I do public speaking and I had done a couple of tournaments. So they reached out and they told me they had chosen me to represent the country. So yeah, that's how I ended up going to the UK, and I was among the few Africans that were there, because not all Africans really showed up, because getting a visa and all that is a bit difficult. But then I made it to the semi-final. So over the history, it has been very rare for an African to make it to the semi-final. But then I made it to the semi-final, which is a good thing. Yeah, that's where my journey ended, semi-final. I didn't qualify for the final. the country that won was I think France. Yeah, I think it was France, either France or Italy, one of the two. But yeah, so it was really amazing.
Throughout this competition and success, what are your strengths? What are the unique qualities that you have which makes you stand out from the crowd?
So I think the first one is I'm God-fearing, because I've learned over the years that when you put God first, he really blesses you to see that you shine as well. Because it's not that I am the wisest or I am the best of the best, because I believe there are people out there that are better than me. But putting God first has really helped me. Secondly is learning how to manage my time very well, because I've learned when it's time for a debate, I am going to drop everything I'm doing and I am going to give time for a debate, and I'll have discipline to do it. So that's also the other part of it, having discipline to do whatever that you want to do and be consistent in it, whether the outcome is good or bad. In most cases, you know, as the young children, when we lose, we think that's the end of the world and we don't see a future as to why we need to go back again and, you know, do the same thing. But then when you're consistent with what you love, you go back for it because you're not doing it to win, but you're doing it as a hobby or as a passion because you love it. Yeah. So, yeah, I think those are the couple of things that probably have done.
There was also a public speaking that you conducted before, I mean, in front of President of the Republic of Uganda.
Exactly.
Tell me about it. How was it?
So it was a very amazing moment, because meeting the president is something big. So I met him because I was presenting a poem about anti-corruption. So it was a challenge by the National Debate Council where students from different schools present different art pieces about anti-corruption in remembrance of the Anti-Corruption Day that usually happens on 3rd December every year. So my piece, which was a poem, it's actually on YouTube, they can go and check it out. I wrote it and it was the most outstanding one. So I was chosen to represent before the president and some members of the parliament. So yeah, it was a great moment. I represented it. Yeah, it was great.
On such kind of big events, do you feel emotional? How is the stage as easy as something like you manage? Tell me about it.
Well, as the human nature, definitely we feel nervous. So I feel nervous even up to now, definitely. But I've learned how to cope up with it. For the first 5 seconds, I'll definitely feel, you know, a bit nervous because there are very many people looking at you, the eyes, you don't want to make any mistake and all that. But then after, I'm like, oh, I got this, I've done this before and I can do it. So that then helps me, you know, overcome it. So yeah, I find ways of coping up with it.
Okay. Let me take you back and ask you a question, how all this started.
How it all started was, you know, always to big stories. It's always just that small thing that ignites it. So it started in my first time in high school, which was 2020. And I joined in high school at Mengor Senior School. And we had a debate competition. So I had a friend, an Eritrean friend, who I saw debate. So in my primary, I had heard about debate, but I didn't get the opportunity to actually debate me personally. So when I saw her debate, it really gave me that passion that, oh, okay, Eritreans as well do debate it. So she was really influential. So after that, I decided to go for training, you know, pick up the hobby and all that. So my time of like really getting passion for it to start off was we had a competition after now COVID. That's I think like 2022. So when we returned back after COVID, there was a competition between the class higher than me and my class. And I remember my coach coming into the room and he's like, Hermon, I want you to be on the team. So I was like, no, like I am young, I can't make it. And the school had history of how people that were in my class had never made it on the school team. It's like, no, I'm young, I can't really make it. And I was like, nope, I've said that and you're going to be on that team. So
He was confident.
He was so confident, but I wasn't confident in myself. So I ended up being on the team. We debated and definitely we won. So after winning, they gave me a branded bag, which had my name and had Best Speaker 2022. So that was now a motivation for me that, wow, okay, like I'm actually good at the sport. So it made me have faith in myself that, oh, if you put your mind to something that you love, you can actually do something from it. So yeah, then that's how I picked up the hobby. So it was now one tournament at a time, leading to the other, and to the other, and eventually getting all these
24 medals and trophies. Okay. You've told me you went to Rwanda representing Uganda. You've also gone to the UK to participate in the Commonwealth competition in public speaking.
Sure.
Which other countries have you visited representing Uganda?
I visited Singapore as
Singapore.
well. Yeah.
When was that?
2023.
2023.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So the year before, we were supposed to go to Switzerland to represent the country in regards to robotics. But the day before our flight, our visa got denied because one of our teammates had an issue with her passport.
You were how many in number? 5. You were the only Eritrean?
Yes.
And all the others were Ugandans? Ladies, of course.
Yes, ladies, true.
Okay, you were representing only Ugandan ladies or the Ugandan school?
No, all Ugandan school. Like, we were just girls, but we're representing the whole country at large.
It was a coincidence that you were
all girls. Yes, because the top ended up being girls. Yeah. So the next year, I went back for trials again, because you have to go back for competitions to qualify for the national team. So when I went back, I again qualified, and I was now chosen to be the captain of the team. So we were going, and it was really now a big burden on me, because it meant we either win or we either lose, and I was the one leading the team. And before we went, it was on the news, everyone knew about it, how we were going to Singapore and all that. So we were competing. It's more like the Olympics, where there are very many countries, because there were 190 countries. 190, almost.
All in Singapore?
All countries, yeah.
Oh my God.
We were staying in 2 big hotels. Every team has like about 2 to 3 rooms. You're sharing it with your roommates and all that. So the competition was for about 10 days. So we had the competition. It started off well. It's more like World Cup, where you have different groups like A, B, C, and all that. So we went on. We did the competition, but then halfway we got a mechanical problem where the robot broke down, because definitely when you look at the technology and advancement of like China, US, Russia compared to Uganda, definitely Uganda's technology advancement is less. So we had less resources to build the robot well. So when it got a breakdown, obviously we were nervous. We ended up, feeling bad and all that, but there was nothing to do. You can't fly back to your country to pick your stuff. So we just had to let it, and we now decided to enjoy our moment there. So on the last day of the awards, they're awarding. We're seated at the back of, the audium. It was like a stadium, because there are very many people. And then all of a sudden we hear Team Uganda being called on stage. So we're like, is it us? And we end up going, and eventually when we went, we were awarded for international enthusiasm. So international enthusiasm is basically a team that is able to show cooperation, unity, never giving up, persistence, and all that, because we were an all-girls team. And we have this stereotype of girls can't really build robots and all that, because it's a boy's job or something. So us really doing that was a big stand. So eventually we won it. And what made it really exceptional was it wasn't bronze, it wasn't silver, it was gold, meaning we were the first.
Show me which one was this?
Yeah, so it was this one.
Wow, this one you got it from
Singapore. Yeah, and it's the unique one from all the medals.
Amazing.
Yeah, so definitely we felt good. We came back and were received by a couple of news reporters at the airport. NTV, NBS, BBS, and all that. The
biggest news channels in the country.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we ended up being interviewed and being put on the newspaper. So I think that is one of my biggest moments that I have really enjoyed, because it was an unexpected win that we didn't see it coming, and we're all happy.
Okay. What happened after that?
Oh yeah. So when I came back, I then started this boot camp, where we had now to motivate other girls at the American Center. It's in Uganda, sponsored by the American Embassy. So for about 2 weeks, we now taught more other girls, like empowering them, teaching them how they can build the robots and all that. So it was more of a program to empower more of the ladies afterwards. So eventually, after that year, because I continued back with school. I didn't pick up on it, but the program kept on going. The other people kept on teaching them. And now in the country, we have like robotics really moving on well. And every year, we send a representative of 5 people to go and represent the country. So yeah, that's where it.
Okay, Hermon. So there's one question that I would like to ask you because it made me a bit curious.
Yeah.
And that is, you're an Eritrean, of course, living in Uganda,
Yeah.
studying in the Ugandan way.
Yeah.
Of course, Ugandan, everything Ugandan. And yet you're an Eritrean at the last. How do you feel like representing Uganda in an international stage, and yet you're not even a citizen?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's something that you have faced because you're not a Ugandan, or everyone treats you like you're a Ugandan?
Oh, yeah. So the first truth is we can't deny that I'm definitely not a Ugandan because I wasn't born here. I was born in Eritrea. But I believe I've spent more years in Uganda than I spent in Eritrea. So I have now, like, can I say that shifted to Ugandan, most of it, but it doesn't deny the fact that I'm an Eritrean. But truth be told, I haven't really faced discrimination or racial segregation because I've spent most of my time, I'm in school from Monday to Saturday. The only time that I get to associate with Eritreans is on Sunday, But I've seen the people, or like my friends, love me as their own. They've given me platforms to represent the country just like their own, even when I'm not their own. So really, I can't say that I have faced racial segregation. Actually, they have prioritized me when I am good. Let's say something has come up, and as long as I'm the one who is the best for it, definitely they give me the platform, not basing off, oh, she's not a Ugandan or she's an Eritrean, but basing off she has the ability to do it, so let's give her. So definitely I've not faced any problem with it. Instead, they've made me feel I'm at home, away from home. They've made me feel loved and safe. So yeah.
I do, yeah. I also agree with you completely. I've stayed here for 15 years.
Yeah.
In these 15 years, I've never felt any sign of racism or segregation. So I concur with you in that respect. Now let's go to your academic excellence also. I've also been told by your parents that you're one of the most outstanding students in the school, particularly starting from your senior grades. Tell me, when did you start winning prizes in your academic endeavors?
Oh, I think the first time, from my primary, I was as well good, but probably maybe in primary I didn't get that much of a platform to shine, because I used to actually perform well in primary, but in my general exam, I got a GPA of 3.8 out of 4.
Out of 4.
Yeah, so I made it to the school. I made it to the national newspaper here, New Vision, because my school has this page that is dedicated to the top candidates within the school. So I had 5 according to like the Ugandan curriculum. That's 3.8, like global wise. So I made it to the newspaper. So that was like the first time that I won. So going into high school, I went into high school, or like I entered the school because of good grades, because my school accepts only good grades. It's based off your performance. So then senior 1, that's like grade 8, I started to perform well. There and there, definitely I wasn't like the first every time in my class, but I would be among like the top 10 in my class. So it continued like that until Form 4. So Form 4 as well, I performed well. And then now I got to Form 5. So Form 5 was now like where I started topping like really, really well, because I had now, I had chosen the path that I wanted to do. Because from Form 1 to like Form 4, I used to do 9 subjects, and you did everything. You did the history, the biology, the chemistry, physics, and everything. But then now in Form 5, I was doing what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do law. So I was taking definitely history that I was so passionate about. I was taking business that I was passionate about. I was taking divinity that I'm passionate about. So that's when I now started performing well. And the first exam that I did, I was the best, like overall, I was awarded. Then the next time I was the third, the next time I was the second, and like the last one where I was again the second. So that was a bit of good performance.
From how many students?
Oh, from the whole senior 5, we're about 1,000 students.
So you sometimes you'd be the first, sometimes
exactly
you'd be the
second, yeah.
Oh my God, you're simply amazing. Okay, so do you have Eritreans also studying with you?
Yes, I do, but
do they perform?
Yeah, they do, the few that are there, because right now we're 3, me and a certain girl and a boy, but the problem is most Eritreans end up going to Canada. They're not going to Canada, they're not prioritizing learning A-level, that's advanced, or like college, because they feel like, I can go to work and money, I'm going to Canada, why should I suffer? So there are really less Eritreans, but the Eritreans that decide to continue definitely give it their best. So yeah, we're few there.
Okay, so now Hermon, you are one of the best students in your school, even in the country. Of course, you're the best debater in Uganda. Live alone in Uganda. You have also won competition from East Africa with your team in Rwanda. You have also gone to the UK, and you've reached to semi-finals. You went to Singapore representing Uganda, and your team secured a gold medal from Singapore also. And yet Africa is very disadvantaged as far as technology is concerned. Sure. Yet I believe it's not easy thing to win. Yeah. But you've won a gold medal. That's so much an achievement, and that makes us all proud. Now, for the young people, your age or younger than you, maybe people who are Eritreans in diaspora, between the age of, let's say, 13 or let's say 10 and 25, any category, what areas do you see an improvement that you would always say, these people of us, if they improve these things, then they would achieve a lot? And where do you see strengths also in them? Can you tell me about it?
So on the strength, I've seen Eritrean youth actually like giving their best in different aspects of it. Yeah, for instance, they have really invested in studying. I've seen people that are now studying to get degrees, masters, PhDs and all that, and they're succeeding in it. Besides that, I've seen parents as well invest in the education sector, whereby they believe, if I didn't have this type of education, then my child should have this type of education, and they're investing in it. Besides that, I've also seen Eritreans being given spaces to occupy and shine out, be it like lawyers, teachers, different things that Eritreans are now succeeding in, or even the youth are now taking up spaces in dialogues and all that. But then the weaknesses of the youth currently is that the youth are unable to use their time well, because they have this mentality, especially within the African states, that, oh, hey, I'm going to Canada, so I will continue my life from there. So they end up wasting their 8 years, 10 years within Africa, just because they believe they're going to go to Canada. And when they reach Canada, because they didn't have the foundation, they end up not doing something meaningful, and they end up going into depression and anxiety, stress and all that, because when you don't have a good foundation, you can't really start up your life from there. But then secondly, I've seen also youth doing things that they don't love because of peer pressure or their parents pushing them. For instance, someone after watching this video could now be like, oh, debate is the next future, so I need to be a debater, and they go into the debate world just because they have watched this video, not because they have the passion for it. And eventually you see them really messing up in between, yet they could have taken what, you know, their heart tells them and succeed in it. And lastly is how now the youth, especially within the Eritrean community, have minimized education, because yes, truth be told, we have seen very many educated people that are jobless, that haven't got a job to work and provide for their families. And we have also seen successful people that are educated, but we have also seen successful people that never went to school and they have made it. But just because of the few, we can't say that, oh, school is not useful or education is not useful, because I come from this school of thought that for someone to be successful or for someone to have a future ahead, they need to be educated, especially where Eritrea is heading to, because in the nearby future, we're going to see all the leaders, because they're old right now, they're going to move out of office, and it's us, the youth, that are going to lead. But if we don't know how policies are made, if we are not educated on how to lead a country, on how to lead a ministry, how are we going to lead our future country? How are we going to lead to a better cause even in the diaspora, because I believe we are going to occupy different spaces. So that's where the problem now comes, and we have less Eritrean representation. Because one thing for sure is we have Eritreans all over the world. That for sure, even in countries that we don't think they are there. But how many of them have occupied spaces? How many of them have made it to like the top places? That is because they've not invested in education and they have taken it for granted. So I think those are the weaknesses of the Eritreans, but they also have strength. So yeah.
Okay, great. How about in the side of families? Say the positive things are always there.
Yeah, sure.
Because for the favor of time now, let's focus on areas for improvement on family side, on Eritreans. Now that you have stayed for more than, I think, 10 years in Uganda, and most of your friends are Ugandans, and basically everything about you is almost Ugandan as far as now is concerned.
Yeah.
And you must have Ugandan friends, and I believe you also see how Ugandan families handle their kids in school. So what basic difference do you see between an Eritrean family handling their kids in school and an Ugandan family handling schools, and what areas do you want families to improve on? Because obviously people like me who've grown up in Eritrea, studied in Eritrea, we live in two different worlds when we go out of Eritrea. So where do you see areas for improvement or on this family, on the side of families in diaspora?
Yeah. So definitely parents need to be appreciated, because I understand raising kids in outside the country is really hard, especially in a tight economy. But regardless, they have some weaknesses as well. So the first weakness that I've noticed is parents want kids to be who they never became when they were young. And what do I mean by this? If as a parent you wanted to become a doctor, but you never became a doctor because of the education system within the country or because of finances, you now want your kid to become a doctor by force, even when they don't want it. And you see your child, of course, they have no option. You're the one paying the fees. So they end up, studying medicine, becoming the doctor, but they don't have the passion for it. And eventually, like, it's more of like a waste of a time for them, But then secondly, I've also seen parents not listen to their kids. That is, in most cases, we think parents' role in the life of a child is just financial support, but it goes beyond financial support. It goes into emotional support, it goes into spiritual support, it goes into different things and finding out. So especially in the diaspora, in the countries like Canada and the US, because I have gone there at least and I have seen, parents are only running after jobs so they can get money, pay for the kids, provide for them. I understand that is very important, but on the other side, they should spare like 10 minutes, 20 minutes to talk to their children, because these are young people, youth that we go through a lot at schools, we go through a lot at college, at university. We have so many things, but we don't have friends, or like we don't have people we can talk to, and our parents are like the closest that we have. So if they don't give us that platform for us to open up to them and talk to them, definitely we will keep up everything. And as science says, when someone keeps all that, and eventually there is going to be a breakdown. And that breakdown, we see it right now, where very many Eritrean youth are now committing suicide. They're getting involved into drinking, drugs, and all that. And that's because parents are not giving them that platform to listen to them. And lastly is parents are not supporting them in all that they need. That is, they're not being there for them. They just, let them be, figure it out on your own. Yet these are young children, and like they were never that age. If I am 15, I'm being 15 once, and I am not going to become 15 again. But at least the parents pass through the age and they know the challenges. So they should guide them instead of letting them, figure out life on their own and all that. So yeah, I think those are probably the weaknesses of parents that I have seen, which here in the country, they don't do that. Even when you do a mistake, they're not going to like shout at you and be like, oh, like this is wrong, this is this and this. They're going to tell you like in a, softer way. Even in my school, where when I do a mistake or something, they don't yell at me. They tell me, no, Hermon, this is not right, do this. But then we have seen parents, Eritrean parents, yell at their kids and they're like, don't do this, you've done this and all that. That makes the kid lose morale and self-esteem, and eventually they give up and they don't want to do anything because their parents are always yelling at them. So, yeah.
Great. Okay. Hermon, now I want you to advise me on how I would handle my daughter. Because I was born in Eritrea and studied there, and until the age of 29 I was there. So I would say I left Eritrea when I'm a complete man. And when I come out, I've topped up a little bit of education, a little bit of work experience, but in terms of mentality, I'm still the old traditional Eritrean man. But my daughter now, she's grown up in Uganda. Okay, I may not be asking for myself. I'm just maybe asking for all parents now watching this program. And yet our kids, our daughters and sons who've grown up maybe in the diaspora, most of them born in diaspora, in Europe, in North America, Canada, and the US, and different countries in Europe. Now there is always a cultural gap, and due to that cultural differences in how we were raised and how the environment now requires families to handle their kids, there is now a cultural gap, and kids are stranded in between, and families are also stranded on, and so there is always conflict now. How do you want kids to understand their parents now? How do you want kids who've grown up in diaspora or who were born in different countries out of Eritrea to understand their families who've grown up in a different cultural setting, now facing another challenge in diaspora, now be on the side of the kids and advise them how they should help these parents bridge the gap of how they were grown up and how the environment now they're living in?
So the first thing that I would love the parents to do, now I'm speaking from the aspect of the youth, is I would want the parents to be understanding, more understanding. Let them not be quick to talk, but first understand. Listening. Because we come with different problems. For example, if I'm telling you, oh, I want to go out with my friends, listen to me why I want to go out with my friends before you tell me, no, you're not going out, like stay at home and all that. So they should listen. Secondly is they should be able to provide to me support. I don't want money support. Like I only don't want money support because money is not everything. It's not going to buy me mental health. But I want also emotional support. I want also spiritual support. So they should be able to provide that. And when I am in the wrong, I don't want to be yelled at. I don't want to be shouted at. Tell me in peace. Tell me, no, Hermon, do it this way or this way. So same way, I believe these are youth. They have emotions, they have feelings, and their emotions are very sensitive because they're in puberty, So you don't want to just yell at your child, because especially for the diaspora, they're going to call the police and they're going to take your child, So talk to them like in peace. Tell them, no, what you've done, this is wrong. Should be done this and this and this, and correct them. So do it in peace. I want a parent that is able to be there for me when I'm sick. Be there for me. When I am in the wrong way, be there for me. Don't let me figure out life on my own, because that's why you're my parent. Do your responsibility of, guiding me, raising me up well. And lastly is, teach me, tell me what to do. Like, tell me to be consistent. Tell me to have discipline. Yes, don't control me, because most times Eritrean parents want to control their kids. They want to know what they're doing. Where are you going? Why are you doing this and all that? But the more you try to control your child, it's the more that you end up losing them. So just be there for them. Ask them, where are you heading to? Do you want me to come and pick you? Do you want me to do this? But don't try to control them. Just guide them and be there for them. So I think those are a couple of things that I would want. On the side of the parents is when I want the kids to understand that when the parents tell them something, it's not because they hate them. It's because they want the best for them. In most cases, as youth, we have different wants. Parents have different wants. And once parents tell us, we think they hate us or they don't care about our feelings. But at times, it's because they just want the best for us. So we need to understand that from parents. And two, we need to understand that a bit, not in an offensive way, but a bit the parents are a bit backward, because their time of era of like growing up, technology and all that was less. as compared to us. So at times when they ask you questions about certain things, and you might think as a youth it's the obvious, like it's the bare minimum, but to them they really don't know. For example, a parent can ask you, how do I operate my phone? That's because they don't know it. It's not because they want to get on your nerves or something. So the children should be able to understand that, oh, okay, there is like a gap between my generation and your generation. So let me just try to explain to you and, understand. And the other thing is sometimes parents as well are just trying to give you the best life that they didn't have. So even when they don't provide for you to the best that you want, know that at least they are trying their best. So you shouldn't always be blaming them or always thinking they're not the best parents, because not every family is blessed the same way. There are those that are poor, there are those that are rich. So a poor kid is going to look at the lifestyle of a rich kid, and they're going to be like, Mom, I need this type of phone, especially in the diaspora. Oh, I need an iPhone 17. But your parent cannot afford that. And now you keep thinking they're probably the worst parent or something, but behind the scenes, your father is struggling. He's working 16 hours to provide food on the plate. So at times, I believe the children need to also be understanding and know that, oh, let me be contented with what I have, because my mom and my dad are struggling to provide what I have. So, yeah.
Great. Okay. Let me also ask you about a very important phenomenon these days, and the use of social media and young people like you. So many young people like at your age are addicted, even grown-ups.
Sure.
Old people are addicted and kids are addicted. How do you use social media? Are you also a victim, or do you use social media mindlessly, or you only go to the screen when you have a question that you need an answer for? Tell me your social media usage.
Okay. So that time for it, because my classes run from 6 up to 8. So the whole time I'm at school, and in my school we don't have access to phones, so I leave my phone back at home. And when I get back at 8:30, I'm definitely tired. Maybe I'll open my phone, check my messages, like WhatsApp messages, check if there is anything important, check my email, and that's it. I'm gonna sleep. Then when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm definitely reading. So I haven't got that much time to do with it on Sundays. I'm definitely at church. From church we have family time and all that, so I really don't get that much time to be stuck with the phone and cooperate or like chat and all that. And me as a person, I am not I am not a media fan. I'm not saying this because I am saying it on the media or something. My friends do know I'm not a fan of music, movies and all that. So there's also that influence that it has on me. But how social media has become very harmful right now is people forget to understand that people live double lives on social media. For instance, when you see a post, behind the post, there is a person who took 50 of the photos just to post that one perfect picture. Especially for the ladies, they'll make sure their hair is well, their lipstick is well, and all that. Even with the caption that they put, there's this person who went to AI, tried to make it look very beautiful, tried to put in the best words, the best English that they could. And with social media, people only post their happy moments. People post the best places they've ever gone to, their best achievements, everything that is best that this person has ever achieved. They don't post what happens behind the scenes, the cries that they have had, the sad places that they have gone to and all that. So as the youth, what we do is, for instance, if I've posted about my awards, no one knows the struggle that I've gone through behind to get these awards. Definitely I've had sleepless nights to make sure that I do research and all that. So they'll just see the award and be like, oh my God, Hermon is winning awards every time. What am I doing with my life? And someone now begins comparing themselves with the person on social media. And eventually they lose their true identity, trying to fit to be someone who they're not. And that's why then eventually we have things of people feeling uncontented with who they are and all that. But then also secondly, we meet strangers through online. Nowadays we have things like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, where TikTok exactly, where people are posting videos, for example in TikTok, and someone is gonna comment and you are going to go and reply to it, or someone is gonna body shame you, people are going to abuse you, people are going to do anything. And because the youth, we don't have that heart to withstand those mean comments, we now go into depression. For example, you could be a bit oversized and you've posted a TikTok video dancing, and someone is gonna say you look ugly in that cloth, and immediately the youth goes into depression and they feel like the world is better without them. They commit suicide and end up dying. So I think the biggest problem that social media has played in today's lives of the youth is, one, it puts an illusion of a life that someone doesn't have. So you keep thinking that's their life, yet behind the scenes, this is a person that is struggling with life as well. Two, we get threats from social media. That's why we see things like trafficking happening, discrimination happening, bullying, and all that happening. And lastly, social media ends up taking the time of the youth. You see someone can scroll through TikTok for 3 hours consistently, but they can't read a book for just 30 minutes because it has taken up their time. So I think those are the harms that social media has definitely done in the lives of people.
Okay, great. Now, let me also ask you a question about you and what people or young people like your age or slightly older than you or slightly younger than can learn from you. What are the qualities that you have that which make you, attain all these successes and all these medals, and of course the academic achievements that you want people to copy?
Yeah, true. Yeah. So from what I'm going to share, this doesn't mean that every person needs to do what I have done, because everyone has a different path in life or a different way of coping up. But probably I will share it just for someone to pick a leaf one or there. Yeah. So the first thing is I have learned to put God first in everything. Everything I do, I've put him first. Even before I go for debate rounds, my teammates know Hermon is not going to start speaking unless we have prayed. So they'll keep quiet, we all pray, and then we go. Secondly, I have managed my time well. When it's time for books, it's time for books. I really prioritize my academics. When it's time for debate, it's time for debate. And I'm dropping everything and I'm doing that. Time for anything, I'm dropping everything, doing what I'm supposed to be doing at that time. The other thing is I've had self-discipline. What does self-discipline look like? Doing things even when they don't feel comfortable. Because trust me, waking up at 3 to read is not something that your body wants. Because even when I'm waking up but I'm feeling tired. But because of the self-discipline that I have, that hey, I need to wake up at 3 and read and prepare for school, I wake up. So same way they should have self-discipline in what they're doing. And the other thing is consistency. Even when you lose, you rise up again. Even when you fall, you rise up. You don't give up. Even when you win, that's not the end. There is more to achieve. Even when you lose, there is more to achieve. Learn from it and keep going. And lastly is never give up. At times in life, we don't get what we want at that time. Because trust me, when I started debating, I didn't start off from, winning at the top and being number 1 all the time. I started off from being second, third, fourth, to then now first, because I learned the art. I learned how to actually debate, how to present, and that's how I ended up, going ahead step by step, because I had the humility to learn from other people. Because in most cases we end up being proud by the 1 or 2 wins that we have, and we're not willing to learn from other people who have more knowledge. Because trust me, maybe because I'm here, because I have this opportunity to talk to you and probably present my story with you, but there are other great people out there in the diaspora back in Eritrea who haven't got this opportunity, but they have great minds. So if I meet them at any one point, if I show them that hey, like, I am the best, that is pride, and I'm not gonna gain anything. But if I lower myself, be like, hey, like, I want to learn from you, that's when you grow. That's the art of humanity. So I would advise them to actually, have humility, pick from other people, learn. Like, learning never ends. Even when you're old, you still learn on how to do a couple of things, and never give up. So yeah, I think those are a couple of things.
Right. Do you love reading out of academics?
I do, but I don't do it always, because most of my time is being taken up by reading for academics. But I do a couple of them, but not a lot.
Right. Yeah. Now, Hermon, let's talk about this book. I want to buy this book, and I want to read it. Of course, I have started reading a few pages. Now, tell me the 3 very important lessons that I would learn, and then I would become after completing reading this book.
Yeah. So, as you see the title, it's called The Crown You Carry.
Yeah. Your calling is not merely a path you follow. It's a light that illuminates the way for others.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you have a crown, the crown is not only for you, it's for the other people. See, for terms, when we have a princess, it's not only for her to be a princess. She's the princess of the country. She's the queen of the country. She leads the people. She's there for them. Same way, when you have a crown, it's not only for you, it's for other people as well. So when you read the book, 1, you'll be able to know the crown that you carry. 2, you'll be able to know how to carry it well. And 3, you'll be able to use the crown that you carry to impact people at the end of it. Because you don't want to be selfish with the crown that you have. Because I believe on the crown that you carry, it all comes from God. No one is wise by their understanding. We can read, we can study, but if it doesn't bless, then nothing happens. If you don't know the weight of the crown, then you're not gonna be able to use it to impact other people. So after reading the book, 1, you'll know the crown you carry. 2, you'll know the weight of the crown you carry. At times we carry light crowns, but we make them so heavy that we cannot understand the crown. 2, we carry very heavy crowns, but we make them light, and we don't end up impacting other people. And 3, you'll be able to impact other people using the crown that you carry. So yeah, when you read it, you'll be able to answer those 3 questions.
The 3 questions.
Yeah.
It's available for sale?
Yes, it's available for sale.
It's distributed in Uganda?
Yeah, and it's also distributed abroad, the US, Canada, UK. It's also on Amazon, so they can buy it from Amazon as well.
It's also available in Amazon?
Amazon, yeah, sure.
Great, we're going to be able to show the link here.
Yeah, sure.
Great. How many time it took you to write this book, and what motivated you, what initiated you writing this book? Yeah,
so it took me a year to write the book.
Wow.
And my motivation behind it was my dad. So my dad earlier on had written a book. It was in Tigrinya. So I realized that people actually now invest into reading, and they read. And he told me, oh, hey, like Hermon, give it a try. Why don't you as well write a book? And it now hit me that, you see, just like how I'm here, all these words are in my name. Hermon did this, Hermon won this, Hermon did this, and all that. But it's never about anyone else. So I just didn't want it to go down the road just like that. Because our words die, people forget. Someone else greater than me will come a time, and it will be their time to shine. But I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to leave a legacy that other people will remember. And not only did I want to be the only one shining, but I wanted to see other people shining as well. So me writing the book was, I realized the book can be passed on from generation to another generation without it dying or without it losing its importance. So even when I'm older, even when I die, I want my book to be a lesson to someone who reads it, to be a better version of themselves. And when they're a better version, they're going to discover who they are, they're going to know the crown that they carry, and they're going to rise up, stand up, and be able to impact other people. So yeah, that's why I brought it. And it's for the youth. It has 10 chapters. And those 10 chapters are chapters that I believe are very crucial for a youth. A sample of them is, for example, unwrapping the gift, that is about talent, discovering about your potential. There is hearts that love, hearts that heart, and that's about friendship, true friendship and relationships. There is about voice of the voiceless. What does true leadership, what does personal branding look like? There is about the divine calling. What does God call the youth to be? There is about discovering who you are, discovering your talent and ability. There's also a topic about knowing your worth. There is a topic about what does true success and true failure look like. How do you rise up from the ashes? So there are 10 chapters which I wrote that a youth who can read them can be able to recover who they are, even when they lost and they feel like they're broken. They will be able to know that they are still crowned. So yeah, that's the book about.
Okay, Hermon. Maybe this is going to be my last question before we wind up this program. what inspires you to act this way? What is the most inspiring thing that glorifies you, that wants you to act in a certain way in life?
Yeah. So from all these wins and all that, there is one thing that really inspires me most. And that is through an organization that we started called Make Impact. So we started it in my Form 4 work with a couple of friends. And it's about giving back to society, helping society. And that really glorifies the true meaning of humanity, because you give back to people. I don't give because I'm the richest or I have all I need in life, but I give because I've learned the true meaning of giving. I've learned what someone who doesn't have looks like. So for the first time, we reached out to Bless the Child Foundation. That's an orphanage in Uganda. Then we went to Butabika Hospital. That is for the mentally disabled people, where we now had sessions with the people that take care of them on how, as the youth, we can avoid depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and all that. And lastly, we had a visitation to Katwe in Uganda. I don't know if you know about it, or for the viewers.
I know Katwe very well.
Yeah. So you see how there are very many people that don't get food to eat lunch. And usually, because we have what to eat, we think everyone is well off like us. Yet behind the scenes, there are people that are struggling. So to me, what makes me feel complete, or what gives me true meaning of life, is seeing that I can help someone out there, putting a smile in their face. So that's one of it. And secondly is seeing that I can be a blessing to others. Yes, these wins make me happy and all that, but I know they are temporary. One day they will all be gone. I'm not going to die with these medals. I'm not going to live with these medals forever. Yes, they're my name, but they're going to pass. But how I make people feel, how I treat them matters. So when a person approaches me and says, oh, hey, Hermon, I want help with this, or I want this, how do they do debate like this? Or at my school, I'm a leader, I'm a counselor. So when they come approach me and tell me, oh, Hermon, I have this issue, can you help me? And when I help them and see them smile and be better, that fulfills me, because I've been a blessing in their life. So I think that is the biggest thing that keeps pushing me to be a better version of myself.
Great.
So yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you very much, Hermon. I would like to use this opportunity to express... I would like to use this opportunity to tell my audience, particularly Eritreans who have grown up in diaspora and have been following this particular program in English. This is my first time to present a program in English, but it wouldn't be my last. And if there is any story that a certain Eritrean, wherever he or she lives, is a young girl like you or a young man at your age, they can approach me, and if they have any story like you, which is worth telling, which is inspiring, I can happily present him or her in this program. And I would also encourage families, particularly the mothers, to share this program with the kids. I would love if families can have a coffee program during watching this program. And I would also like families to share this program widely in their networks, because in diaspora, our story varies, and most of it is also success, like yours. So I would lastly invite all Eritreans in diaspora to share this program among their networks, and also to come forward with stories of young people like you, whom I can happily present them here in English. And lastly, I appreciate you. I am deeply grateful for your time, coming to my studio with all your medals and accolades. Job well done. We have a lot of expectation from you. I see you being a leader of our country, a minister, or a change agent in our country. With you and with people like you on your age, with the intelligence that you have, I believe now our future is very bright. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.